welcome. My name is Catharine Yusuf with Newport News Parks and Recreation's Active Lifestyles program, and it is my pleasure to introduce the Mistress of Ceremony. She is a member of our advisory committee, Miss Shelia Willis.
Good morning. It is a joy and a pleasure to be here today. I am Shelia Willis, your MC. As a part of Newport News Active Lifestyle Advisory Committee, I am honored to have the opportunity to present the committee. At this time, would the members of the Advisory Committee please rise? Thank you. Each year, we work with the Active Lifestyle Program to locate potential honorees so that we may come together to recognize their accomplishments and show our appreciation for their commitment to the citizens of Newport News. On behalf of the staff and members of the Active Lifestyle Advisory Committee, we welcome each of you as we celebrate the lives of the 2022 honorees, as well as past honorees, for their lifetime of support to this community. Each of the honorees has had and continue to have an impact on our great community. To the honorees, please know that your lifetime of endurance doesn't go unnoticed. Your lifetime commitment to service will live on through citizens, the buildings, and the establishments that you had a hand in molding. It is my pleasure to introduce our next guest, Pastor Zachery Dey from Williamsburg Mennonite Church, who most graciously is filling in for the pastor from Warwick River Mennonite Church.
Good morning. The following prayer is based on the work of Tom Schumann. Let's pray. As we put away all distractors of our lives, we wait for you, God of all words, to speak to us. We wait for you, God of comfort, to fill us with hope. We come to you not only to hear your transforming words, but to be filled with your grace and hope. We have come out of response to your call, willing to be called away from our familiar lives. In the midst of our tense lives, you call us to lay aside all that entangles us, to follow you into the service of others. You invite us to step into the waters of life and hope, reaching out to others with laughter and joy. When uncertainty fills every block in our daily planners, we come to you to offer that hope which anchors us in your divine heart, to place our feet firmly on that rock called peace, and to bring us safely to that haven that is filled with your steadfast love. O Eternal One, the author of peace, the rock of creation, we offer you this prayer. Amen.
Please rise for the presentation of colors and remain standing for the singing of the national anthem presented by Carla Vinny.
Present arms.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Order, arms. Forward, march.
Thank you. You may now be seated.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Michael Poplawski. I'm the director of the city's Department of Parks and Recreation, and I want to welcome you here today and thank you for braving the kind of chilly and wet weather to be with us. This is the 15th annual Lifelong Citizenship Award Program. And I want to recognize a few people as we get started. First of all, do thank the members of the Color Guard that just presented. Along with the Denby Army recruiting members, they are serving as the escorts and the servers in today's ceremony. I have Mr. Thomas Alston. He's representing Congressman Scott's office. Vice Mayor Dr. Sandra Cherry. City Clerk Mabel Jenkins. One of my colleagues, Cleator Jones, our Director of City Communications. Did I miss any staff? I do have a lot of Parks and Recreation staff here, and they certainly were instrumental in putting this event on. I do have a note that 5 of our previous recipients of this honor are here with us today, and I'd like to recognize them as well. James and Frances Huggard, Virginia Gall, Mary Spells, and Evelyn Freeman. This year I'm excited, as I hope you are, in returning to this special ceremony in person after 2 years of virtually celebrating it. Back in 2020, our honorees were recognized remotely from their homes, and in 2021, we recognized them remotely from the Newport News television station. Just a little bit about the Lifelong Citizen Award Program. This annual ceremony was, as mentioned earlier, developed by the city's Parks and Recreation's Active Lifestyles Program and our Active Lifestyles Advisory Committee. This year's event, as I mentioned earlier, is the 15th year we've held this special ceremony. Since the program began in 2008, and including this year's honorees, a total of 179 special people have been recognized. Seven individuals, ages 90 to 98, 5 of them here in person, are being recognized as part of this year's program. And Mayor Price will be speaking to that shortly. The annual ceremony recognizes residents based on 3 criteria. Number 1, they must be resident citizens of Newport News. Number 2, they must be at least of the age of 90 or older. And while residency and age are the initial qualifiers for being recognized, the 3rd criteria is probably, without doubt, the most important consideration. And this final qualifier, I think, is best summed up by a quote from Peter Marshall, the well-known pastor who served 2 appointments as chaplain of the United States Senate. It was Marshall who noted, "The true measure of a life is not in its duration, but in its donation." So beyond being a resident of Newport News or achieving the age of 90 or beyond, to be recognized for this special honor requires recipients who have made a significant contribution to their community during their lifetime. And when you hear the background summaries for each of these honorees and read it in the program that you have in front of you, I think you'll quickly agree that their donation of time, their donation of talent, and I'm sure in many cases their donation of their treasures has been very significant in making the City of Newport News a better place to live, to work, and to raise a family. This time I'd like to recognize Mr. William Bill Massey, who's President and CEO for the Peninsula Agency on Aging, for some remarks.
Thank you, Michael. It's always a privilege to be here and bring greetings to this group on behalf of the Peninsula Agency on Aging. Just to remind you, our organization is there to provide supportive services to older adults and family caregivers across the peninsula. And there are many individuals in the room today with close ties to PAA, but there are 3 honorees, 1 in today's group and 2 from 2021. I would like to mention Virginia Gall continues to serve on our advisory council. Edith Lichtenstein was a 2-term, many-year member of our board of directors, and it's good to see her today. And then you'll hear more later, of course, but Mr. Tommy Overton was a longtime employee with PAA in his 2nd career. So we're delighted that he's here and we can express our appreciation. Mr. Overton used to regularly stop by my office, allegedly just to say hello. And he always said hello, of course, always the consummate gentleman. But I think he was also kind of keeping an eye on me to make sure I was keeping on the straight and narrow there at PAA in a leadership role. Once again, what a wonderful group of honorees. And reading the bios, the accomplishments of the individuals being honored today are just outstanding, and it's a pleasure to be here and offer my congratulations. There are challenges that can arise as the years pass, and we deal with those as we need to, but it's so nice to be with a group of older adults and just share in the accomplishments of their lifetime. A couple of years ago, and this is on kind of a personal note, a couple of years ago I started noting how many, kind of a countdown to how many years before I would be eligible to receive this award. Well, I'm only 10 years away, so there you go. But what a wonderful group today. And tomorrow, the Peninsula Agency on Aging is having its annual community forum on aging. It's our 40th forum. It's over at the Hampton Roads Convention Center, and I hope to see many of you there tomorrow. It's going to be a really great day. But congratulations to the honorees today, and thanks to all of you for being with us.
Bill, I don't feel so bad. I'm 25 years away from that point. I do want to backtrack for just a second and recognize Carla, our vocalist for the national anthem. If you join me in a round of applause for her. Now, at this time, it gives me great pleasure to recognize the Mayor of the City of Newport News, the Honorable McKinley L. Price.
Good morning. Good morning. It is good to be here, especially at one of the events that I truly enjoy participating in and look forward to every year, and it's good to be back in person to be able to do that. I want to thank you for coming to celebrate the lives of these 7 very special members of our community. I also want to recognize my spouse of 48 years. If you would, Valerie, stand. And being that this is my last year of doing this as mayor, 88 days, but who's counting? We truly enjoy this event. You know, today we are celebrating, as been said, 15 years of Lifelong Citizenship Awards Ceremony, sponsored by the city's Department of Parks and Recreation Active Lifestyles Program. And we can't thank the advisory committee enough for their commitment to honoring those who have given and continue to give so much to our community. This award recognizes and applauds the contributions that our citizens of 90 years and older have made to our city and to our surrounding communities throughout their lifetime. This is a testament that our seniors are living longer, 90+ years young, and still making a difference. Just to put this in perspective, let's think about what was happening when these folks were born. In 1924, Calvin Coolidge was the president, and the very first Winter Olympics was held. In 1926, the National Broadcasting Company, NBC, was formed, and a weather map was televised for the first time. On this day, October the 4th, in 1927, the sculpturing of Mount Rushmore began, and it took 14 years to complete. In 1929, at the very first Movie Academy Awards, only silent films were considered for an Oscar. And if you were born in 1930, you're in good company along with Buzz Aldrin, Clint Eastwood, Neil Armstrong, and Ray Charles. In 1932, Franklin Delano Roosevelt became President of the United States, and Amelia Earhart flew across the Atlantic alone. And on that note, let's move into the reason we are here, to honor 7 very special people. To the awards recipients, we appreciate and respect the tremendous contributions that you have made to our community. You show us that aging isn't about limitations, but about opportunities. And you have taken advantage of the opportunities to give of your time and talents to enrich the lives of many in your family, in your house of worship, and also in your community. Some of you have dedicated your lives to education and public service. In our schools, in our museums, hospitals. Others have volunteered with children, the hungry, the lonely. Many of you have donated blood, sweat, and tears, literally, your blood. And this was to care for neighbors in need. Together, you have given over 371 years of service to our city and the Peninsula community. Thank you. Thank you for the inspiration that you have given all of us today. So on behalf of City Council and the citizens of Newport News, thank you for your unshakable dedication and commitment to the betterment of this community. Your acts of kindness and charity are greatly appreciated. I know each of you will continue to bestow your generosity upon the citizens of Newport News and will touch many more lives in the years to come. And with that, I'd like to read the proclamation that each of you will be given. Whereas the City of Newport News recognizes individuals for their lifetime of commitment, caring, and collaboration to enhance the lives of the citizens of Newport News. And whereas the Newport News Department of Parks and Recreation and the Active Lifestyles Program Advisory Committee appreciate the dedication of these individuals and recognize the many contributions they have delivered to improve the quality of life of others. And whereas these individuals have served the City of Newport News and their respective communities as leaders, advocates, role models, educators, and volunteers for over 371 years combined years in an unselfish and dedicated manner since 1951. And whereas these individuals have a strong commitment and an unwavering spirit to give freely, willingly and cheerfully of their time and talents in assisting charitable, social, civic, and religious organizations on behalf of their communities. And whereas the City of Newport News recognizes each one of you for the contributions you have made over the many years of service to the community. And now, therefore, I, McKinley L. Price, Mayor of the City of Newport News, Virginia, do hereby recognize and honor Shelia Willis, Aaron Dotson, Rosalind Haley, Ernest Miller, Tommy Overton, Gene Stockton, and Harry Wassound. We honor you for your many years of distinguished service and generosity bestowed upon the citizens of this city, and may each of you continue to inspire others and touch many more lives in the years ahead. Thank you.
Would the family of Shelia Willis please come forward? Ms. Shelia Willis, age 90, provided community service to residents of Newport News for over 30 years. She spent most of her volunteer efforts helping the sick and homebound with errands, companionship, and care for their needs. Thank you. Colonel Aaron Dotson, age 98, dedicated his life, his community, and is well known for his commitment of citizens and his work for promoting equality and psychosocial support in the military. Thank you. Would the family member of Rosalind Haley please come forward, please? Rosalind Haley, age 90, is an active education volunteer at Virginia Living Museum, where she has served for over 20 years, educating the museum guests and sharing their knowledge of the natural world. Thank you. Ernest C. Miller, age 96, continues to volunteer and serve his community. He has contributed over 75 years of service to Newport News through his church and neighborhood. Thank you. Tommy R. Overton, age 92, dedicated over 50 years of service to the citizens of Newport News. For over 15 years, he worked and volunteered with the Peninsula Agency on Aging, delivering meals to homebound citizens and transporting seniors to medical appointments. Thank you. Jean C. Stockman, age 95, is dedicated to serving the community and sharing her talents with people of all ages. As an avid crocheter and seamstress, Ms. Stockman has distributed blankets, pillows, hats, and stockings to citizens in need of warmth and comfort. Thank you. Mr. Harry H. Watson, age 92, is dedicated to civil duty as founding members and visionary of the Virginia Living Museums and many of the projects. He continues to instill the importance of duty and public policies to citizens and students at Christopher Newport University. Thank you. At this time, please join me in congratulating the 2022 recipients of the Newport News Lifelong Citizen Award. I would like to thank you for joining us today. I would also like to recognize Anderson Garden Center, Jefferson Flowers, the Tidewater Art Outreach, the Peninsula Agency on Aging, Newport News Police and Fire Departments, and the Newport News Sheriff Office, our musician, Gina Chinkins. We would like to thank the Tidewater Art Outreach for supporting today's music. Thank you.